Welcome to the Mystery Revealed, a place for those who seek hidden truths and timeless wisdom. Here we delve into the depths of esoteric philosophies and the profound legacy of Hermetic teachings. In today's episode, we will explore the 7 principles of the Kybalion, a modern distillation of ancient Hermetic thought. These principles serve as keys, guiding us through the subtle architecture of reality, both seen and unseen. Join us as we uncover these secrets and illuminate the path toward greater understanding and enlightenment. Origins of the Kybalion. The Kybalion, published anonymously in 1908 and attributed to the 3 initiates, represents a cornerstone of modern Hermetic philosophy. While its true authorship remains a mystery, commonly linked to William Walker Atkinson, it is the text's content, rather than its creators, that has endured. Hermeticism itself traces back to the legendary figure Hermes Trismegistus, believed to fuse the Greek god Hermes and the Egyptian god Thoth. His wisdom influenced countless seekers, alchemists, magicians, philosophers, and the Kybalion emerged as a concise guide to Hermetic thought in a world increasingly fascinated by spirituality and esoteric teachings. The 7 Hermetic Principles Overview. The Kybalion sets forth 7 principles said to govern all of existence: mentalism, correspondence, vibration, polarity, rhythm, cause and effect, gender. These principles serve as interpretative tools, helping us understand how the universe functions on both material and spiritual levels. Each principle interlocks with the others, forming a coherent map of the cosmos and the mind. Principle of mentalism. All is mind. The universe is mental. The first principle of the Kybalion affirms that reality is fundamentally mental in nature. Rather than seeing matter as primary and consciousness as secondary, Hermetic philosophy suggests the opposite. The universe exists within a vast, infinite mind. What does this mean practically? Consider how your thoughts shape your perceptions and experiences. If the cosmos is ultimately a mental construct, then shifting your inner state can influence your external reality. This principle encourages you to cultivate disciplined, elevated thoughts and intentions. By doing so, you align your inner world with higher truths, potentially influencing your journey through life in profoundly positive ways. Principle of correspondence. As above, so below. As below, so above. This famous Hermetic axiom reminds us that patterns repeat at all levels of existence. The tiny cell in your body echoes greater cosmic structures, and your inner world of thoughts and emotions can reflect universal patterns. By studying one realm, be it your own psyche or the starry heavens above, you gain insights into the other. Understanding the correspondences helps us break down the illusion of separateness. We see that we are interconnected parts of a grand tapestry, and that wisdom gained in one area of life can illuminate challenges and mysteries in another. Principle of vibration. Nothing rests, everything moves, everything vibrates. According to this principle, all things exist in constant motion. Even objects that appear solid are made of vibrating particles. In the Hermetic view, thoughts and emotions also carry vibration. Feelings like love, compassion, or gratitude emit higher vibrational frequencies, while fear or hatred resonate at lower levels. By changing your mindset and emotional state, you effectively adjust your vibration. Over time, raising your vibration draws you toward harmonious experiences, transforming your inner landscape and influencing the reality you encounter. Principle of polarity. Everything is dual. Everything has poles. Polarity teaches us that apparent opposites are actually 2 extremes of the same continuum. Hot and cold, light and dark, love and hate. These differ in degree, not kind. Embracing this principle helps us understand that conflict or opposition can be navigated by shifting perspective. If you are stuck in negativity, remember that positivity lies on the same spectrum. With awareness and intent, you can move toward more constructive, life-affirming states. Polarity encourages flexibility, reminding us that we are never trapped at one pole indefinitely. Principle of rhythm. Everything flows, out and in. Everything has its tides. Life moves in cycles. Your moods, fortunes, and even civilizations rise and fall, come and go. Recognizing these natural rhythms allows you to flow with life's changes instead of resisting them. When you face hardship, remember that the pendulum will swing back toward balance. In times of abundance, remain centered and wise, knowing this too shall change. Rhythm teaches patience, resilience, and understanding as you navigate your personal and collective journeys. Principle of cause and effect. Every cause has its effect. Every effect has its cause. According to the Kybalion, nothing happens by chance. Everything that unfolds emerges from a previous cause. Recognizing this principle empowers you to take responsibility for your actions, thoughts, and intentions. Instead of attributing events to luck or randomness, look deeper. What patterns, beliefs, or behaviors led you here? By understanding cause and effect, you can alter the trajectory of your life. Transforming the causes, your mindset, decisions, and efforts will eventually manifest new and improved outcomes. Principle of gender. Gender is in everything. This principle refers to the complementary forces of masculine and feminine present in all creation. Not about physical gender, it highlights that everything requires both active, directive energy, masculine, and receptive, nurturing energy, feminine, to manifest. In our lives, learning to balance these energies leads to greater harmony. Whether in creativity, personal relationships, or spiritual growth, integrating both aspects allows for more complete and holistic expression. Gender reminds us that balance and unity are at the heart of creation. Applying the principles. How can you use these 7 principles? They're not dogmas, but guides. Reflect on them and see how they resonate in your life. Perhaps you'll notice rhythms in your moods, or recognize how changing your thoughts can alter your experiences. Maybe you'll see the hidden connections that link your inner world to the outer cosmos. These principles can serve as tools for spiritual growth, mental discipline, and self-discovery. They remind us that we exist within a meaningful, interconnected universe, and that by understanding these universal laws, we can align ourselves more closely with truth, wisdom, and enlightenment. Thank you for joining us on this journey into the heart of Hermetic philosophy. The Kybalion's 7 principles offer a lens through which to view existence, revealing patterns, meanings, and possibilities that enrich our understanding.